Hello, John here for the Blind Android Users podcast, and today I'm going to be doing a review and demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2. And the way I'm going to do it is it's just going to basically be a demonstration, but I'll comment and give thoughts on the features and apps as I get to them. So let's just get started. I'll start by saying that there's really no setup to this phone like you would have on a normal Android phone. The first time you power it on, it's just going to go directly to the home screen, and it's up to you to add your contacts, set up your email app, download the apps you want. Everything you're basically starting from scratch. So the interface when you first turn it on is going to be just like the interface every time you turn it on from that point forward. So I'm going to turn the screen on here.
11:15 a.m.
So the home screen is just a clock. As you can tell, when the screen came on, it just said 11:15. And now there's two basic parts of the UI. One's the main menu, and one is what you could call the status bar or notifications area. So I'm going to press the top left button, the first action button.
No notifications. 1 of 6.
And it says no notifications. This is how you'd get to your notifications and other items that would normally be in your Android status bar. And I'll show you what they are.
11:15 a.m. Wednesday, December 28, 2022. 2 of 6.
The clock and date.
Wi-Fi state. Connected to. Ghost. Signal strength. 99%. 3 of 6.
The Wi-Fi connection, and if you go in here,
Disable Wi-Fi. 1 of 4. Network list. 2 of 4. Wi-Fi hotspot. 3 of 4. Connect to hidden network. 4 of 4.
those are your 4 options from within Wi-Fi. And for some reason, hotspot is in the Wi-Fi section. I think it should be in the mobile data section, but either way, this is how you get to it, and it does work. While I'm in this part, I'll tell you that I'm using Cricket, and it did work for me. T-Mobile is the only official supported carrier that I know of, but like I said, it just worked for me. So even though I went on Cricket's app and put in the IMEI to see if it's supported, for both IMEIs for SIM 1 and SIM 2 on this phone, they told me it was not supported, but it worked perfectly fine for me. I was able to make calls and text messages. Data came through just fine. I even used it as a hotspot and did a speed test from another phone, and that was just fine. I think I got 25 megabits download using the hotspot, which is normal for my plan. So all I can say is your mileage will vary, but it is a GSM unlocked phone. All right, I'm going to turn it back on.
Connect to hidden network. 4 of 4. Wi-Fi state. Connected to. Ghost. Signal strength. 99%. 3 of 6.
So I'm back in this status bar area. I'm going to go down to the next item.
Bluetooth. Enabled. No connected devices. 4 of 6.
So this is your Bluetooth section.
Turn off Bluetooth. 1 of 3. Scan for devices. 2 of 3. Paired devices. 3 of 3.
So those are your 3 options in there.
Bluetooth. Enabled. No connected devices. 4 of 6. Signal strength 100% 4G. Carrier Cricket. Mobile data enabled. Data usage 194.80 megabytes. 5 of 6.
So as you can see, that's my signal strength that I'm connected to Cricket. It even tells me how much data I've gone through on this phone.
Battery state 98%. 6 of 6.
And then there's the battery state. So that's everything that's in the what I'm calling the status bar area. You get to it by pressing the top left button on the phone. So to get home, I'm going to go to the home screen. All you do is press and hold the back key from anywhere in the UI. So you could think of that as sort of a home button.
11:19 a.m.
So now from the home screen, you either press up, down, or enter, and that will put you in the main menu.
Call. 1 of 7.
So these are the items in the main menu. Call,
Messages. 2 of 7.
messages,
Contacts. 3 of 7.
contacts,
Applications. 4 of 7.
applications,
Settings. 5 of 7.
settings,
Manual. 6 of 7.
manual,
Turn off the phone. 7 of 7.
and turn off the phone. And while I'm in this menu, I'm just going to demonstrate. If you press and hold either the up or down arrows, so I'm going to press and hold the up arrow.
Manual. 1 of 7.
It took me to call, which was the first item in the list. If I press and hold the down arrow,
Turn off the phone. 7 of 7.
it takes me to turn off the phone, which is the last item in the list. So that's a quick way, and you're going to want to remember that because it's very helpful to be able to go to the first item or last item on screen, especially in certain apps when you don't want to have to scroll through the entire thing. Another shortcut is, so I'm just going to press the number 5 here.
Settings. 5 of 7.
And it took me to settings because that was the 5th item in the list. So if you already know what item you want to go to, there's no need to press the down arrow a bunch of times. You can just type in the number and it will go directly to that item in the list. And it doesn't have to be just a single digit number. It can be a double digit number. So that would be especially helpful in a long list. Like if you want to just go to like the 55th item, you could just press 5 twice and it would take you to that part in the list.
Settings. 5 of 7.
So I'm just going to go in settings. That's a good place to start and see what we have here.
Sounds. 1 of 11.
Sounds.
Profiles. 1 of 7.
Profiles is like your night mode, do not disturb type thing.
Volume. 2 of 7.
Volume, pretty self-explanatory. I will say that the volume for the ringtones and notifications, you will adjust in here from in the settings. Anytime you use the volume keys on the phone, that's only going to adjust your media volume and your screen reader volume. So if you want to change the volume of the ringtone notification sound, you have to go in the settings to do that. So basically just set it to what you prefer and leave it.
Volume. 2 of 7.
Next.
Melodies. 3 of 7.
Melodies. This is like your ringtones and notification sounds.
Voice output. 4 of 7.
Voice output lets you control your screen reader. So
Speech rate. 1 of 7.
speech rate.
Voice variant. 2 of 7.
Voice variant.
Language detection. 3 of 7. Incoming caller announcement. 4 of 7.
Let you decide whether you want to have it say the caller when your phone rings or not.
Locked keyboard announcement. 5 of 7.
Whether you want your keyboard to announce that it's locked. I have that disabled.
Menu position indication. 6 of 7.
Self-explanatory.
Voice output muting. 7 of 7.
Voice output muting. This is basically if you're a low vision user that does not need to have the screen reader, this is the way to disable the screen reader. So you can use this phone without voice output. And while I'm here, I'll just mention that when you're navigating through these menus, there's either very large icons or very large text and very high contrast. So it's easy for a low vision user to see. For example, when I was scrolling through the main menu, there was just a phone icon. It's monochrome because I have my theme set to white on black. So just a large phone shape. Then under that, for messages, a large, looks like an envelope. So easy to see icons and very large text. I've set mine to the largest, so to the point where like some words don't even fit on the screen. Like you'll have half the word on one line and the second half of the word on the next line. So it's very possible to use this phone as a low vision user and not even need the screen reader.
Voice output muting. 7 of 7.
So I'm going to back out of here.
Voice output muting. 7 of 7. Voice output. 4 of 7. Feedback. 5 of 7.
Feedback is basically vibrations and sound effects.
Notification reminder. 6 of 7.
whether you want the notifications to continue beeping more than just the initial time.
Sounds, 1 of 11.
Okay, I'll go through the rest of these without going in depth, but I'll just go through the settings so you can see what's here.
Keyboard, 2 of 11.
Keyboard.
Display, 3 of 11. Networks, 4 of 11. Favorite applications, 5 of 11.
So favorite applications, I'll just describe this while we're here. Whatever you set to favorite applications will go into a list that will show up anytime you press the side key. So there's a button on the right side of the phone. If you press that button, it will bring up your favorite apps. So this is how you would customize that list.
Screen reader, 6 of 11.
Screen reader, I'll go in here. It's kind of important.
List item announcement, 1 of 2. Grid item announcement, 2 of 2.
So basically, just whether you want the list and grid items to be announced or not.
Screen reader, 6 of 11. SD card format, 7 of 11.
This is where you'd go to format your SD card.
Do you really want to format your SD card? All data stored on the card will be lost. Your phone will be restarted after the operation. 1 of 1.
So obviously, I'm not going to do that.
SD card format, 7 of 11. Date, time and time zone, 8 of 11. Language, 9 of 11. System update, 10 of 11.
Here's where you go for a system update.
Check for updates, 1 of 2.
You can check for updates.
Show history of changes, 2
or
of 2.
show a history of changes. This is basically a change log. You can see what they added in the updates that you've gotten.
Check for updates, 1 of 2.
I'm going to back out of here.
System update, 10 of 11. About phone, 11 of 11.
And then about phone. So that is just a quick overview of the settings. So now I will go back to the main menu.
11:26 a.m.
And I will... So before I demonstrate phone calls, I just want to talk about the speed dial and the SOS button, because that's something I'm not a fan of, is the SOS button. So for speed dial, you can set, just like you would on any other old-fashioned phone, a number to press and hold of any number on the keypad. And as a quick way to call specific people. And there's also an SOS button on the back, which I don't quite understand, because what it does is you can set an emergency contact, and when you press and hold the button on the back for about 3 seconds, it will pop up on screen saying, "Are you sure you want to call emergency contact?" And you would hit yes, and then that would call the person that you've saved as an emergency contact. And I don't understand the point in that, because it's much easier and much faster to just turn on the phone, press and hold a number on the keypad, and you don't have to hold that for 3 seconds. You only have to hold it for not even a second, and then it just calls them rather than asking you if you're sure you want to call them. So in my opinion, that SOS button is kind of useless. I really wish you could customize it, because I like the more buttons, the better, in my opinion. And if you could customize it to open a specific app or something like that, that would be great, but you can't. So this is a quick explanation of that. So I'm going to turn the screen back on.
11:28 a.m.
Also, so the screen keeps timing out, but if you want to turn off the screen and lock the phone so that any button won't light it back up, you would just press and hold the star, and you'll feel a vibration. And so now, no matter what button I press, nothing will happen, except if I press the enter key, it'll tell me the time.
11:28 a.m.
And I think if you have notifications, it'll tell you how many notifications you have also, so you don't have to unlock your phone for that. But to unlock it, you would press and hold the star key again at the bottom left.
11:29 a.m.
Okay, so I'm just going to hit down.
Call 1 of 7.
Go to calls.
Dial contact. 1 of 5.
So here are your options. You can dial a contact, so someone you've already have saved.
Dial number. 2 of 5.
Dial a number, you just put the number in.
Call history. 3 of 5.
See your call history.
Call statistics. 4 of 5. Blocked numbers. 5 of 5.
Statistics and blocked numbers. So I'm going to
Call history. 3 of 5. Dial number. Dial contact.
I'm gonna go
1
to
of 5.
dial contact. And what I'm going to do is,
Anthony. 1 of 7.
so I'm going to just hit, I'm going to call myself so it goes to voicemail, so I'm not bothering anyone. But you could type in a letter here and it'll take you to that point in the conversation. So I'll hit the number 6 to get an M.
M. Me. 5 of 7.
And then I'll just hit enter on that.
Dial. 1 of 1.
And you have one option, which is to dial. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it just to show you.
Dialing. Me.
So this is my voicemail. I'm going to hit end.
Me.
And I'm just going to describe to you the options once you're in there. So when you're in a phone call, you can turn it on speakerphone. You can record the call, believe it or not, and it saves it to your phone. So that's something that in regular Android is kind of hard to do. You can't do it out of the box. You have to get special apps to do that. But this will let you record your phone calls if you want to. And it will. So I've tested it and I put it on speakerphone, turned the volume all the way up, and asked the other person on the other end if they could hear the screen reader as I was going through the different options on the phone. And they said they could not hear it. So it does have good cancellation when it comes to that sort of thing. So you shouldn't have to worry about the person on the other end hearing that you're using a screen reader when you're going through the options while you're on a phone call. So
Me. 5 of 7.
I'm back out of here.
Dial contact. 1 of 5. Call. 1 of 7.
And go down to messages.
Messages. 2 of 7. Write SMS to contact. 1 of 6.
So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to just write myself a message. Actually, I'm just going to show you the options here.
Write SMS to number. 2 of 6.
So same as before, contact or number.
Write SMS to multiple recipients. 3 of 6. Conversations. 4 of 6. Drafts. 5 of 6. Messaging settings. 6 of 6.
So those are the 6 options in this list. I'm going to go to conversations.
Drafts. Conversations. 4 of 6. Conversation with. Me. 1 of 8.
So here's where you would...
Conversation with. Dad. 2 of 8. Conversation with. Mom. 3 of 8.
So these are the different conversations I have on this phone. Don't have very many because I didn't have my SIM card in here but for a couple of days. But I'm going to back out of here and just show you how to send a message.
4 of 6.
So you can do it from in there, but
Write SMS to write SMS to number. Write SMS to contact.
I'm going to do
1
it
of 6.
from here.
Anthony. 1 of 7.
Same as before, just send myself something.
Me. 5 of 7. Text.
Okay, and now I'm going to describe the text situation here. So if you remember T9 from back in the day, that's how you can type with this keypad. So I'm just going to type, this is a test, and see how well I do. It's been a while since I've done it like this.
Capital T. H. G. A. I. Q. R. S. Space. This. I. P. Q. S. A. Space. T. E. P. Q. S. T.
Okay, so if you ever want the phone to read you what you've typed or read the current item that's selected, you can just press the action button in the very top right of the keypad. Well, not the keypad, the very top right button on the phone, right underneath the screen.
Text. This is a test. 147 characters remaining to second message.
So apparently I messed it up. But if I wanted to go back and fix that, I'll just explain to you now. Pressing up and down
S
will go by character.
T.
But if you press and hold the left action button,
move by word.
It'll change the granularity so you can
Visa.
Change the words.
This.
So this.
Visa.
Isa. So I forgot a space there, so I'll change this back to
move by character. S.
And put a space here.
Space.
And read it again and see if I got it right now.
Text. This is a test. 146 characters remaining to second message.
Okay, so that's a little bit about text editing. This button in the bottom right will let you change between
one capital.
One capital, that's like I pressed shift.
All capital.
That's like caps lock.
Numbers.
Or numbers. So if you just want each button to just put the number that's there, and rather than having to press it either 4 or 5 times to get to the number, you can do it like that. Another option is if you press and hold any of the numbers, it will put the number. So like if I pressed and hold the 5, it will put the 5 rather than putting a J. So another thing is if you press and hold the back key, it will clear all the text. So I'm going to do that.
Deleted.
So it deleted everything. If you just press it once, it'll delete the one character. So this button, if I press and hold the button on the bottom right,
special characters, 1 of 2.
I can get the special characters
emoticons, 2
or emojis.
Slightly smiling face, 1 of 40. Winking face, 2 of 40. Smiling face, 3 of 40. Winking face, 2 of 40.
I'll just put a winking face and then you just hit enter.
Winking face.
So that's how you put an emoji in there. I'm going to delete it. And of course the star to the bottom left is a bunch of special characters.
Plus. Percent. Equal sign. Asterisk. Pound. Slash.
And also the number 1 has a bunch of special characters also. So what I'm going to do is
write SMS to contact. 1 of 6.
Is what I
1 of 7.
Mostly do. I'm going to go back
M.
to send myself.
Me. 5 of 7. Text.
So what I do is I don't even bother typing. I just use the voice input because it uses Google's voice input. So it works really well. So all you have to do is press and hold the key on the side. So I'm going to do that. This is a test, period. This is my demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2, period. It uses Google's voice typing, so it actually understands me really well, period. Happy emoji. And then when I'm done...
This is a test. This is my demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2. It uses Google's voice typing, so it actually understands me really well. Smiling face.
So, the good thing about it is you can hear it vibrating as it's adding the words that it recognizes. So you know when it stops vibrating that it's done typing everything out, and you can just end the voice dictation by hitting either back or enter at that point. If you don't hit anything, it'll take about 3 seconds to time out, but I just hit the enter key to end it when I know it's done picking up everything I've said. So now I'm going to hit enter.
Send message. 1 of 3.
And send the message.
Message sent. Write SMS to contact. 1 of 6.
So here's a good opportunity to show you how to get to your notifications. So I heard that notification sound. I'm going to press the left action button.
1 new notification. 1 of 6.
I'm going to go in there.
Message from me. 0 minutes ago. 1 of 2.
I'm going to hit that.
Incoming. This is a test. This is my demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2. It uses Google's voice typing, so it actually understands me really well. Smiling face. 0 minutes ago. 1 of 10.
Okay, so that is how you would send a text message. So while I'm in this text messaging mode, I'm going to tell you something that is my biggest downfall about this phone. And I hope I'm wrong. I could be wrong, but I tried to find out for sure, and all I could come up with was that this phone does not support MMS. So you have to send SMS messages, meaning you can't send or receive picture messages. I tried to get my wife to send me some pictures and they didn't come through. But the biggest disappointment is not really the picture messages, but the group messaging, because group messages are MMS messages also. So if you're involved in any group messaging threads, then they won't come to this phone and you won't be able to participate in group messages. If I'm wrong about it, I'll come back and make a correction at some point. But as far as I can tell, and a couple of people have confirmed that it does not support MMS, which is pretty disappointing. So I'm going to go back home.
Incoming. This is a test. Call. 1 of 7.
And
Messages. 2 of 7.
third thing in the list is
Contacts. 3 of 7.
contacts. Pretty self-explanatory. I won't waste your time with that. You could just go in there, add contacts, give them phone numbers, names, address, all that stuff, email address.
Applications. 4 of 7.
Applications. So let's go in here.
Internet browser. 1 of 10.
I'll just go through this list so you can see the categories.
Tools. 2 of 10. Communication. 3 of 10. Media. 4 of 10. Books. 5 of 10. Games. 6 of 10. Vision aids. 7 of 10. Hobby. 8 of 10. Online. 9 of 10. App catalog. 10 of 10.
So I'm just going to go to the app catalog.
Browse catalog. 1 of 4. Recommended packages. 1 of 4. Search. 2 of 4. Recently added. 3 of 4. All packages. 4 of 4. Loading. All categories. 1 of 12.
So I'm just going to go through the list of all the apps so you can see what apps are supported on here, because it's only, I think, 50 something.
Ira Explorer. 1 of 56. Amazon Alexa. Installed. 2 of 56. Amazon Shopping. 3 of 56. Audible. Installed. Be My Eyes. 5 of 56. Blind Shell Podcast Player. Installed. 6 of. Blind Shell Productivity Tools. Installed. Blind Shell Telegram Client. Installed. Blind Shell Vision Aids. Installed. Book Reader. Installed. Calendar. Installed. Camera and Image Viewer. Card Wallet. 13 of 56. Checklists. 14 of 56. Chess. Installed. 15. COVID Pass EU. 16 of 56. Currency Converter. 17 of 56. Czech and Slovak Public Transport. 18 of 50. Dice Roller. 19 of 56. Document Reader. 20 of 56. Email Client. Installed. 21 of 56. FM Radio. Installed. 22 of 56. Facebook Messenger. 23 of 56. File Manager. Installed. 24 of 56. Google Lookout. Installed. Guitar Tuner. Installed. Hangman. 27 of 56. Internet Browser. Installed. Internet Radio. KDD. 30 of LibreBox. Install. Light Sensor. Load Shedding Notifier. Localizer. 34. Mau Mau. 35 of Memory Game. Installed. Metronome. 37 of Music Player. Installed. QR Object Tagging. 39 of SBB Mobile. SKN. 41. Shazam. Song Recognition. Simon Game. Installed. Skype Lite. 44 of Step Counter. 45 of Translator. 46 of VA Connect. 47 of 50. Video Camera and Video Player. 40. FoxyWeb. 49 of 56. Weather Forecast. Installed. 50 of 56. WhatsApp. Installed. 51 of 56. Wumpus Game. 52 of 56. YouTube Player. Installed. 53 of 56. DZB Layson. 54 of 56. Twaybox. 55 of AOL. 56 of 56. Ira Explorer. 1 of 56.
Okay, so we're back to the beginning. So that's the list of apps that are supported on here. I'm just going to back out of here.
All categories. All packages. Browse catalog. 1 of 4. App catalog. 10 of 10. Internet browser. 1 of 10.
So I'm just going to go through a few of these apps and show you how they are. So the internet browser, I'm not going to go to a website or anything, but I'm going to go in here.
Insert URL or search. 1 of 6. Bookmarks. 2 of 6. History. 3 of 6. Settings. 4 of 6. Downloaded files. 5 of 6. Help. 6 of 6.
So those are the options you have there.
Internet browser. 1 of 10.
Go down
Tools.
to
2 of 10.
Tools. Let's see what's in here.
Alarm. 1 of 11. Calculator. 2 of 11. Calendar. 3 of 11. File manager. 4 of 11. Flashlight. 5 of 11.
So I'll just talk about the flashlight for a second, or I'll demonstrate it. So
Flashlight on.
obviously this is for people who have low vision, but the reason I wanted to mention it is because it has a dedicated LED on the top side of the phone that's not the LED for the flashlight, for the camera flash. So you can kind of hold it and point your phone where you want it to light up. And while the flashlight is on, you actually can feel a little vibration letting you know that the flashlight's on, so you don't accidentally leave it on. I'm going to back out of here.
Flashlight. 5 of 11. Minute timer. 6 of 11. Notes. 7 of 11. Stopwatch. 8 of 11. Unit converter. 9 of 11. Voice recorder. 10 of 11.
Voice recorder. Let's test this out.
Start recording. 1 of 2.
Just so you can get an idea of the quality of the microphone and speaker.
Recording.
Okay, this is just a test recording during the demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2.
Recording saved. Start recording. 1 of 2. Records list. 2 of 2. Recording 1 SD. December 20th, 2022. 5:14 p.m. 1 of 5. Recorded call SD. December 20th, 2022. Recorded call SD. December 20th, 2022. 5 p.m. 4 of 5.
So these are some calls I've recorded.
Recording 3 SD. December 28th, 2022. 11:46 a.m. 3 of 5.
This is the one I just recorded, so let's play that back.
Play. 1 of 5.
Okay, this is just a test recording during the demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2.
Playback finished. Recording
Okay.
3 SD. December 20. Records list. 2 of 2. Voice recorder. 10 of 11. Weather. 11 of 11.
So, and then you have a little weather app.
Loading. Loading. Current weather in Chesapeake. Temperature, 48 degrees Fahrenheit, clear sky. 1 of 6.
And then
Tomorrow, temperature, 36 degrees Fahrenheit, few clouds. 2 of 6. Friday, temperature, 44 degrees Fahrenheit, clear sky. 3 of 6.
so you can just kind of scroll down through the forecast.
Weather, 11 of 11. Tools, 2 of 10.
Let's go to the next category.
Communication, 3 of 10. Email, 1 of 3.
So I won't go into any of these, but I did use email and I signed in with my Gmail account. Didn't have any issues with it really. The only thing I noticed is it doesn't support threads as far as I could tell. So, you just have to go through your messages one by one in the order they were received.
Telegram, 2 of 3.
Telegram, I used that. I'll just go in here.
Chats, 1 of 5. Contacts. Groups, 3 of 5. Search, 4 of 5. Groups, 3 of 5.
Let's go in groups.
Groups list, 1 of 2. Load. Blind Android users chat, 1 of 3.
So let's go see
Open chat,
what's
1 of 5.
going on in here.
Loading. Incoming. Reply. Devin Prater. Yeah, you have to disable speech in order to use Bixby with Google Talkback. 8:49 a.m. 1 of 12.
So this obviously does not support topics, so it's just going to give you a list of all of the different messages that have come into the group, and whatever you reply to is going to be in that category or in that topic where it was posted.
Open chat. Blind Android users groups list. Groups. Telegram. 2 of 3. Communication. 3 of 10.
So I'm going to go back into
Email.
communication.
1 of 3.
So the way you do navigation on here is that you have to back out of everything you're in, or you press and hold the back key to go to the home screen. So there's no like app switching type mechanism. Whatever app you're in is open. And if you leave it, it's no longer open. So for a lot of these, like if you're listening to music or something, you have to stay in that app. There are some exceptions, but for the most part, that's how it works. Let's see what else is in here.
Telegram. 2 of 3. WhatsApp. 3 of 3.
WhatsApp, I did not try.
Email. 1 of 3. Telegram. 2 of 3.
So there's also like, you can download Facebook Messenger if you want to, and a few others. We already went
Communication,
through the
3 of
list.
10. Media, 4 of 10.
Let's go to media.
Audible, 1 of 9.
Let's go to Audible. So, this is actually the full
On a
Audible.
Quiet Street opening credits. Selected. Title On a Quiet Street. Opening credits.
This
There are
is the
7 hours 42 minutes left at 1.45 speed left. Double tap to open the player.
So I'm going to open the player.
On a quiet minimize player. Car mode. More options.
So this is the full Audible app.
On a Quiet Street.
You have all the controls, like you can adjust the speed of the playback and everything.
5:13. There are 7 hours 42 minutes left at 1.45 speed. 7 hours 42 minutes left, 1.45x.
I won't play.
Minus 12:47. 1 year later, page, 5 minutes. On a Quiet Street opening credits. Audible, 1 of 9.
All right, so I backed out of Audible. I won't play any of the book, but I'll just tell you it works great. That's one of the apps where you can leave the app and continue to listen. You can turn off your phone screen, continue to listen, and it works flawlessly with Bluetooth. Overall, this works great with Bluetooth. I tried it with a few pairs of earbuds, and they all worked great. The controls on them worked, so you can skip through tracks or skip backwards, pause, resume, all those controls from your Bluetooth device. So that works great.
Audible, 1 of 9.
See what
Camera,
else.
2 of 9.
Now for the camera, you are able to take photos and leave a voice note with each photo. So as you take the picture, you'll hear a beep and you can say, like, this is a picture of my living room or whatever it is. And it'll actually save that voice note with the picture so you can keep track of which picture is which.
FM radio, 3 of 9.
Now for the FM radio, let's see if I can demonstrate this. I'm going to have to plug in headphones for this, and this is not the most professional approach, but I'm just going to hold one of the earbuds up to the mic and see if this comes through. Hopefully it does. Let's see. So we go to FM radio. So those were just me going through the stations. You can save a station to your favorites, or change it from automatic tuning to manual tuning so that it doesn't skip over the weak stations. Or you can manually enter the frequency you want. So I'm going to back out of that and take these headphones out.
Images, 4 of 9.
So here's where you would go to see the pictures you've taken with your camera or have stored on the device.
Internet radio, 5 of 9.
This is similar to FM radio, but you get more than just local stations, and it uses your internet connection, so you don't have to use headphones with this. I'll just do a
Resume
quick demo.
playback, 1 of 7. Popular stations, 2 of 7.
Just go to popular stations.
Loading, 0.977 50s, 60s hits. 1 of 101. Playing, 0.977 50s, 60s hits. 1 of 101. Playing, 0.977 70s rock. 2 of 101. Playing, 0.977 80s hits. 3 of 101. Playing, 0.977 alternative. 4 of 101. 0.977 alternative. Popular stations, 2 of 7.
So as you can see, it's very responsive. I mean, it tunes these internet stations just as fast as you would tune a regular station, pretty much. So that's a great app.
Internet radio, 5 of 9.
Let's see what else is in
Music
here.
player, 6 of 9.
Music player for playing music you have saved on your phone.
Podcast player, 7 of 9.
Podcast player.
Recent episodes, 1 of 5.
So this should be just a list of all the recent episodes, no matter what the podcast is.
Loading.
I've subscribed to a few, so
Short
this...
stuff, Maces, flat. Stuff you should know. December 28, 2022. 1
Yes.
of 100.
So I'm just going to play this for a second.
Loading.
All those points and miles on every subject.
So just
Hey, and
to
welcome
demonstrate.
To Short Stuff. I'm Josh.
Details. 1 of 3.
So to pause, you would just hit the enter key and it brings up a menu and pauses it. And, I skipped the ads at the beginning by just pressing the down arrow. So that will scrub through the podcast if you want to go forward or backwards, pressing the up and down arrows. So,
Stop.
I'm going to back out of
Short
it.
stuff. Maces. Flat. Recent episodes. 1 of 5.
So that recent episodes was the first thing.
Subscribed podcasts. 2 of 5.
All your subscriptions.
History. 3 of 5. Add podcasts. 4 of 5. Downloads. 5 of 5.
So this is what you actually have saved on your phone.
Add podcasts. 4 of 5.
Just going to show you how to add one real quick.
Popular in your country. 1 of 4. Choose a country. 2 of 4. Search. 3 of 4. Search.
Blind Android users.
Blind Android users. Loading. Blind Android users podcast. 1 of 1. Loading. Add to subscriptions. 1 of 3. Podcast added. Remove from subscriptions. 1 of 3.
So that's how easy it is to add a new podcast to your subscriptions. I'm going to back out of here.
Blind Android search. Free. Add podcasts. Podcast player. 7 of 9. Shazam. Song recognition. 8 of 9.
Shazam, this is something you can use to, if a song's playing in the background, you want to know what it is, this app will find that for you.
YouTube. 9 of 9.
YouTube, that's pretty self-explanatory. I don't feel like I have to demonstrate that. It works really well. I will go into it.
Search. 1 of 5.
Just to show you the options. So you can search.
History. 2 of 5. Favorites. 3 of 5. Categories. 4 of 5. Settings. 5 of 5.
So you don't have to sign into it or anything. You can search for whatever video or channel you want to. And it plays pretty well.
YouTube. 9 of 9.
Let's go to the next category.
Media. 4 of 10. Books. 5 of 10.
Books.
Book reader. 1 of 2.
So I'm going to go in book reader.
Last book. 1 of 3. Books list. 2 of 3.
Books list.
Sun also rises. Hemingway. Ernest. 1 of 2.
So this is something I downloaded from librebox, which is all public domain books where volunteers read them. So I'm going to go ahead and play that.
Loading. Read from the beginning. 1 of 5.
Book 1, Chapter 1 of The Sun Also Rises. This is a LibriVox Rises mission. So arrive
So
to the Chapter 1.
you could skip through it like
Robert
this.
Cohn he cared to be treated as a Jew, and he never fought except in the gym. He was Spider Kelly's star.
So
Paused. Sun also rises. Continue reading. 1 of 6.
that's just a demonstration of the book player.
Sun also rises. Books list. 2 of 3. Book reader. 1 of 2. LibriVox. 2 of 2.
This is where you would go to find the books to download.
Books. 5 of 10.
Next category.
Games. 6 of 10.
I'm going to skip over games.
Vision aids. 7 of 10.
Vision aids, I won't use any of them, but
Beepers. 1 of 6. Color indicator. 2 of 6. Google Lookout. 3 of 6.
Google Lookout works just as expected. I won't demonstrate it, but it works just as you would think it would.
Localization. 4 of 6. Magnifying glass. 5 of 6.
This is if you're low vision and you just want to read something, you can use your screen to magnify it.
NFC object tagging. 6 of 6.
This is how to use the NFC tags that came with the phone to label different objects, whether it be medicine, food, anything you need to keep track of, really.
Vision aids. 7 of 10. Hobby. 8 of 10.
Hobby.
Guitar tuner. 1 of 1.
So I did use this guitar tuner app. It's kind of cool. I thought at first it would just play a tune and then you'd have to match it, but it actually gives you a tone to let you know for each string whether you need to tighten it or loosen it. So it's a good little app.
Hobby. 8 of 10. Online. 9 of 10.
Online, I think this just has Amazon A word in it.
Amazon Alexa, 1 of 1.
I didn't want to say it, but of course the screen reader said it. So the good thing about this app is once you have it set up, it's like you can do so much more with your phone, even if the app's not on the phone. So for example, I could tell Amazon from this app, play something on Spotify or Pandora or TuneIn, anything you have linked to Amazon A word will play on here. And it works with your Bluetooth headphones, controls and everything. You can skip through podcasts, skip tracks of songs, stuff like that. So it's like one app that adds a whole bunch of functionality. So that's good.
Amazon Alexa, 1 of 1. Online, 9 of 10. App catalog, 10 of 10.
And then the app catalog is at the bottom. So that's just a quick demonstration of some of the apps on here. And I'm going to back out.
Applications, 4 of 7. Settings, 5 of 7.
We already went through the settings.
Manual, 6 of 7.
The manual was actually very helpful. You can learn all kinds of stuff about this phone from in here. So if you are considering this phone, definitely go in here and read this first. You'll learn a lot more than you would from just listening to this demonstration.
Turn off the phone, 7 of 7.
And here's where you would turn off the phone. You just hit enter.
Do you want to turn off the phone? 1 of 1.
But I don't, so I'm going to hit back.
Turn off the phone, 7 of 7.
So one other thing I wanted to demonstrate, this is something that kind of bothers me, is that, so there's this side key on here, which you can use for voice commands to call certain people, open certain apps, text people, and it works really well, but this is how it works. So I'm just going to use it to open an app. So I'll use it to open Audible.
I listen after a beep.
Open Audible.
Opening Audible.
So see, it worked fine, but the problem is it says I listen after a beep every time.
Street, opening credits. Selected, 12:16 p.m.
I'm going to go back to the home screen. So it says I listen after a beep every time you press it, and there's no way that I've found to disable that. So kind of just a little pet peeve of mine. It could be so much better, but I'm glad the functionality is there. Another thing that I couldn't figure out how to do is to disable notifications from specific apps. But I think the way you have to do it is to go into the app settings and just disable it from running in the background, which is what I had to do with Telegram because I was getting notifications from every single group, which was a lot. So I just went into Telegram settings and disabled it from running in the background, which I think saved battery life also. And speaking of battery life, this phone lasts a long time. I had one day where it lost like 40% overnight, which was horrible, but something was wrong. That was an anomaly. It hasn't done that since then. This phone would last days. So battery life is not an issue. And just my overall thoughts about it, I would not use this as my primary phone. I don't think any advanced Android user would, but it's still a great phone, and I know a lot of people would really enjoy having this as their phone, as long as some of the shortcomings that I've mentioned in this recording didn't bother them too much. So that was a general, very lengthy overview and demonstration of the Blind Shell Classic 2. Thank you for listening.